now know with the Harry and Meghan documentary, it's been triumphed as the biggest download or whatever for Netflix's history of a documentary. Is it a documentary? It's more of a reality TV show. Reminds you of Jerry Springer, doesn't it? You know, do you remember that one? I fell in love with a horse and they brought the horse on. Do you remember? Over here we have the equally bad Jeremy Kyle, Trisha, Vanessa Feltz. Do you remember all those daytime shows where people were told to air their grievances, fight on camera, and then of course we would sit back and say, ooh, we're never as bad as that. That's exactly truly how many people see the Netflix series from Harry and Meghan, even though it's billed as a global event. But really, are those figures absolutely correct? Because in fact, it's a bigger revelation looming, and perhaps it's one that Netflix would like to overlook. As ever, let me explain. Good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London, and as ever, nice to see you. Hope you're all keeping well, whatever you're doing. As I say, it's rolling on, isn't it? We told you the other day there could be more just around the time of the coronation, because apparently there's so much unaired footage. If it's as riveting as this, you know, yeah, can hardly wait. But what I find fascinating is the fact that this particular lady, Liz Garbus, apparently thinks that, you know, it's a great job. Of course she does, she's being paid, and there's very little work around, as one can imagine. But what's interesting here is, as Netflix are triumphing in this big thing as a major televisual event, it is in fact something that Prince Harry did a while back now with a pal on top of a bus that actually can take that claim. If you recall, do you remember with James Corden, the very much disgraced chat show host of The Late Show on CBS over in the United States? It's interesting to note that he got on top of a tour bus with Prince Harry, and of course they mocked the afternoon tea party. Harry claimed he'd never been on a bike, he claimed he'd never been on an open top bus, you know, the usual poor me, boo-hoo sort of stuff, you know. But while the show didn't do particularly well as a televisual event, as a download streaming clips on YouTube and social media platform event, it's outperformed absolutely everything, making a colossal amount of money, not for Prince Harry, I might point out, but of course for the CBS News Network and the co-production team that make The Late Show. That is, of course, James Corden. So while Netflix tried to triumph this as being a major event, they've a long way to go. We're talking millions and millions of clips that have been downloaded around the world on that particular chat. And of course, I think it was kind of a fun chat in a sense, because while it wasn't exactly great and groundbreaking, it did show certain elements of the fact that Prince Harry did have a human side. It only really went downhill, as many people felt, when he made contact with his wife, who had to just be included in a scene naturally on her phone. Looking beautiful, but nonetheless adding nothing to the event. Now, of course, if you were Netflix and Prince Harry, you may think, who owns the clips that are now being sent around the world? And more importantly, are Harry and Meghan making a slice of that particular pie? After all, James Corden made sure that he made a colossal amount of money from the clips of his open-top tour bus trip, literally outstripping everything Netflix and Harry and Meghan have offered so far. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.